Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 mod review. Today, we're checking out one of my favorite sniper rifles in media, and that is the WA-2000 by Pig and Millennia. That's right, this is going to be a bit of a combo project. This is going to port over the WA-2000 mod from Fallout New Vegas by Millennia, and it has been brought into the game by Pig. And this is a pretty cool new sniper rifle. If you're a fan of this weapon, this is definitely one of the better versions of it on the Fallout 4 Nexus. It comes complete with custom animations, of course, beautiful models and textures by Millennia, and some cool attachments over at the weapons workbench. Functionally, for those who are not familiar with the WA-2000, this is going to be a bullpup sniper rifle in semi-automatic, bringing in similar damage to the base game hunting rifle, but allowing for that semi-automatic capability, making it a bit better in combat. By default in this mod, it will be chambered in 308, and if you want to get your hands on it, it is not actually added to the leveled list. Considering this is a pretty rare weapon in real life, Pig has opted for a one-of-a-kind variant for his mod. While I personally could have seen somebody taking the route to make this more common in Fallout's universe, kind of like Fallout did with the Pancor Jackhammer, Pig has opted for a unique version of this thing, and it's kinda hard to find. Without a guide, you would be stumbling around for quite a while. You may not ever even find this thing in a standard playthrough, so I'm going to go ahead and show off the location because it's kind of a pain to get to. So the WA-2000 in this mod is actually going to be found just northeast of Cabot House, right here around where my cursor is, but in order to get there, we're going to need to start over here, kind of between Pickman's Gallery and the Old North Church. So head to where you can find this green door to a boxing gym, and then we're going to move on from there. We're going to head up these stairs and get onto the roof, and we're going to follow a sort of plywood path to the location we need to get to. We can turn left here, keep following this little path down and around. It's quite annoying. There's no way that I've found to get to the location besides coming across all of these rooftops. We're going to keep following this path of plywood, and eventually we'll be led to a little unmarked apartment. We can actually see the door right up there. Keep heading up the steps, and we're finally here. And you're going to want to turn a light on because this room is dark. Once here, you will see a hoarder's apartment absolutely full of junk, and if we head to the back of it, we see the WA-2000, also known in this mod as the Bullpup Sniper Rifle. And you can even see a nice little Easter egg for Agent 47, which is pretty cool. Now that we've got the Bullpup Sniper Rifle in game, let's go ahead and check out its stats. So first of all, you can see that this thing is not actually named the WA-2000, and that is because Pig wanted to opt for more of a Fallout-style nomenclature, which I do appreciate. As you may know, all of the guns in Fallout are never actually named after their real-life counterparts. They have some sort of more generic name to avoid copyright, and to be fair, most of the post-apocalyptic wastelanders wouldn't know what these weapons are actually called. Now then, this thing has a base damage of 48, again it is in semi-automatic with a fire rate of 33, uses 308 rounds, has a range of 203, perfect for a sniper, an accuracy of 80, a weight of 13.7 pounds, making this thing pretty heavy, and a value of 924 caps, which, while it is pretty high, is fairly balanced because this is a unique weapon. There is only going to be one in your game, so if you decide to sell it, at least you get a little bit of caps out of it. And now then, let's go ahead and talk about animations. This mod actually makes use of Deadpool's Bozar animations by Hitman. And I gotta say, I don't think there's a more perfect set of animations for this weapon. They fit amazingly. Let's go ahead and check them out. A really nice set of bullpup animations. The magazine goes right where it's supposed to, and it even hits the bolt correctly. So I gotta say, I'm quite happy with these. Alrighty, now then let's talk attachments. Over at the weapons workbench, we have a good bit of options here to look through, starting off with the receiver section, which has exactly what you'd expect for a weapon mod. All of the vanilla receivers have been transferred over to this weapon, giving you a highest possible damage in the advanced receiver, which gives you a total damage of 88 compared to the standard 48, so that's a pretty big increase. We also have some barrel options, quite a few of them. We have the very short barrel, the compact barrel, which is even shorter, the standard barrel, the compact standard barrel, the long barrel, and the compact long barrel, which is interesting. It's going to change the length of the barrel from the receiver and also the amount that the barrel protrudes out of it. So we have the very short barrel here, which is going to be how short it is from the receiver, and then when you go compact, it brings it to right here. And then if you have the standard, as you can see, it protrudes a little bit out here, but the compact will bring that in while still having a longer barrel here. It's a pretty interesting system, but there's quite a few options for it. Now then, we also have a stock section where we have the standard wood stock, the heavy wood stock, which does not change aesthetically, but it does add better recoil and some more weight to it. And we also have the polymer stock, which is going to change the color of this thing to a black polymer. For the magazines, we have the small magazine, the medium magazine, the small quick eject, the medium quick eject, and then the large magazine and the large quick eject. And they bring an interesting curve to the magazine that looks a little bit odd, but still pretty cool. Then for scopes, we have a handful of options. Surprisingly, we have the standard iron sights, which is going to be a set of M4 style iron sights for this weapon, as well as a glow version of these sights that looks pretty nice. We have the reflex sight and the holographic sight from the Westech Optics mod, which, while those are both great models, they don't exactly mesh perfectly together because the Westech Optics are designed to match the vanilla style of metal, which is a little bit more silver and non-painted, and the WA 2000 has a nice black coating, so they don't perfectly match, but it's still a pretty cool shape and profile, I think. There's a short scope, which makes use of the vanilla scope, and then the medium and long scope have custom models perfect for the WA 2000. Personally, I'd recommend using one of these two. Then for the muzzle section, we have two options, an option for no muzzle, and then of course a suppressor, so you can be a little bit more stealthy with this weapon. I wouldn't mind seeing some muzzle brakes or compensators added to this, but at the very least we do have the necessities, which is pretty much a suppressor. That's the main thing that you're going to want for this thing. And now it is of course time for our damage test, where we can see how this weapon actually performs in combat. We'll be running 3 tests today against standard Deathclaws with identical health as our baseline. We'll be doing a version of this weapon with no attachments and no perks to see how it does when you first pick it up, a version fully upgraded with the best attachments at the weapon's workbench, and then a version fully upgraded with full rifleman perks to see how this weapon will perform in the late game. My guess is that this is going to perform similarly to the damage of the hunting rifle, but with the ability to spew out lead at a much faster fire rate since this is not bolt action. Let's go ahead and start off with our first Deathclaw here and see how it performs. Aiming for the Deathclaw's weak point, this is the standard version of the weapon with no attachments and no perks. And while I don't have Rifleman perk, I do have the Sniper perk, which will knock Deathclaws down, so that's funny. Now then. And that is 14 shots, 2 full mags and about a half of a mag, and the Deathclaw finally goes down. Some of those shots were pretty bad since the Deathclaw was moving around. They weren't all aimed at the weak point, but that's generally how that's going to perform in combat when the Deathclaw is moving around. Now then, let's go ahead and see how this thing performs when it's fully upgraded. We should be seeing something around 6 or so shots. Go ahead and let this Deathclaw do his flop and get back up for us. My bad, I need to remove that perk. And one more. Perfect. And that puts down the Deathclaw in exactly 6 shots, like I predicted, 1 full small magazine. Now then, let's see how this thing performs with the maximum rifle perk. Ideally, this guy should be going down in 3 shots. Let's see if that's true. Well, turns out this weapon performs better than ideal, putting that Deathclaw down in only 2 shots, so that's pretty incredible. Definitely worth upgrading this weapon. This can perform fairly well as a late game sniper, and this thing has a short barrel and iron sights on. Just wait till you put a long barrel and a long scope, you're going to be dropping people from miles away. So yeah, that is the WA 2000, also known as the Bullpup Sniper Rifle by Pig and Millennia. A wonderful new lore-friendly mod to throw into your load order. This is an awesome retro sniper, and I absolutely love its design, and I'm so happy we have a pretty high-quality version of it in Fallout 4. If you want to try out this mod, it will be linked down in the description below, and it's available for not only PC, but Xbox as well, so you console users do get to enjoy this thing. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know typically you guys prefer the bundles and the weekly recaps, but doing these little individual reviews is nice sometimes for weapons that have some complexity to them. Like the location on this guy was pretty hard to find, so I hope you console users get to use that to be able to find this thing and actually use it in-game, since you don't have the ability to spawn it in. With that though, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a rating. It really helps out the channel, and consider subscribing if you haven't already for more videos just like this. Big shout out to all of my patrons for supporting every single video, and a very special thank you to my newest tier 3 patrons, Steven, as well as Avian4, Captain Chaos, Glasma, Helljumper, Indecisive Wolf, John Moreland, Cushy, Logan, Rigmaiden, Mikerhan, Moonlit Gamer, Feed, Scott, Timmy76, YouthRC, and Voider. Thank you guys for joining that tier 3 Patreon membership. You guys are awesome. If you'd like to support the channel over on Patreon, you can do so using the link down in the description, but it is completely optional. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace!